Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author and TradingView with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I will be speaking about USDCHF. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, so the COT data, which is essentially what hedge funds and the big players in the market are doing and how they're moving and shifting their orders. By the end of the video, by using the combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here for this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be for high quality, free trading education. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. Now, starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that at the moment we have a market which is testing and rejecting to the upside a quite strong historical monthly support and demand area. In fact, from here, all this previous rejection to the upside was created. Again, here, the market tested its zone and is currently in the process of rejecting it to the upside. Therefore, there is the possibility of creating a double bottom at this zone, which the market is in fact already creating and has been rejecting this previous support area to the upside already for 3 months in a row. So, from a monthly standpoint, everything seems quite bullish, and the nearest resistance zone, so the nearest upside target, would be this area here, which is essentially the previous high from which both these previous rejections to the downside were created, which means that there is definitely space for the market to continue even further and going and testing what kind of liquidity there is inside of this supply and resistance area. Let's keep all of this in mind and drop down on the weekly time frame. Now, from a weekly perspective, we can notice a clear shift from a weekly bearish market to now a weekly bullish market. In fact, what we were seeing here is the creation of lower lows and lower highs. The market clearly was in a downtrend. Then we had this horizontal accumulation phase, and now the market shifted to creating higher highs and higher lows. So the next logical step would be for this market to potentially create a new weekly higher high, essentially higher than the previous one that we have here, and a new higher low, so essentially higher than the previous one that we have here, therefore confirming and continuing the creation of this shift from a bearish trend to a bullish trend. Now, inside of an accumulation area like this, so when there is essentially this shift from a bearish trend to a bullish trend, usually we see institutional longing. So institutions start to close their shorts and add longs. So before we drop down on the daily time frame and continue with the analysis, let's see what has been going on, in fact, if we look at what institutions have been doing so far. Well, if we look at the commitment of traders and we look at the data for the CHF, the first thing to keep in mind is that if we're looking at the data for the CHF, we're actually already looking at CHF USD because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. And which means that if we want information on USD CHF, we simply have to reverse everything. So what we can see here is that with the last reports, institutions have been decreasing their net positions massively. We went from minus 17k net positions here all the way down to minus 41k net positions. So institutions have in fact increased their shorts from 25k to 45k and decreased their longs from almost 10k down to less than 5k. So this means that institutions are longing USD CHF by increasing their longs and decreasing their shorts, because if institutions are shorting the CHF, they are essentially longing USD CHF because all currencies, as I just explained, on the spot are traded against the USD. So clearly institutions are in fact longing USD CHF, and this was an inversion and an accumulation area from a bearish trend to a bullish trend. So let's keep all of this in mind and drop down on the daily time frame. And by the way, if you still haven't, make sure that you join my free Telegram channel, which you find linked in the description, so you never miss new updates. Now, back to the analysis. Now, dropping down here on the daily time frame, what do we see? Well, first of all, I did speak about USD CHF few times in the past already, in the past few weeks. I spoke about it when the market was around here. I explained all the reasons for which from here we could expect a potential push higher. And in fact, that is exactly what the market gave us. And from here, we had this correction, explained all the reasons for which continuation was possible. From here, I made yet another analysis explaining all the reasons for which we could expect first this correction and then the creation of a potential daily higher high. And again, that is exactly what the market gave us. And by the way, I will link in description also all these previous analysis, so you can go and check them out for more free education. But at the moment, what kind of structure and price action we have? Well, at the moment, things are once again getting quite interesting, because what we can notice here is that we just are getting a break above daily structure. This zone, in fact, was the previous resistance from which this push to the downside was created. Now, as the market is breaking above it, if the break to the upside will be confirmed after a break on the retest of the previous resistance turn support, this is where we have quite good probabilities of getting some institutional longing of USDCHF, so institutional shorting of the CHF essentially, as we are already getting, which at that point could further increase the probabilities of a potential push higher. So in a situation like this, what would I expect? Well, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bearish to bullish market at that point, I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential rejection to the upside, completing this daily impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. That definitely wouldn't surprise me. Now, all this general analysis, tutorials, and concepts that you see me speak about on my YouTube channel are really just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, if you really want to learn more, I will definitely suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website. Here, you can gain access to all my courses, so 26 plus sessions of courses that go from the very basics of becoming confident with charts to all the way to building automated trading algorithms using the MQL4 language, building portfolios of strategies using quantitative finance tools like the Quant Analyzer to build and optimize those portfolios of strategies. So a lot of very interesting stuff that you really cannot afford to miss. You also have the possibility to gain access to the Trading Station software with Telegram notification integrations to really accelerate your learning and you're becoming confident with charts. You have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring directly with me from your student dashboard, as well as the COT data software. And you also have the possibility as a student, this is only for already members, to gain access completely for free to my MT4 EA's algorithms for free again. And here, in fact, you can see that there is all the presentations of my algorithms. And if you continue to scroll down on the website, you will see that you have the possibility to gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the sign-up process. So definitely looking forward to see you on board and see you on your student dashboard. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Also, let me know in the comments below any pairs or topics that you would like me to cover in the next videos, and I will see you in my next breakdown.